Okay, so we are back from the hike and everything. And I figure it's worth pointing out that it's not the red loop that's the main loop of the hike today. It's actually the green loop. The green loop is 8 miles. The stuff blazed in red is actually the emergency access routes that they use in case of emergency with like rescue and whatnot. So just wanted to clarify that because I know throughout the whole hike I was like, yeah, the red border trail, like the main outer loop or whatever I referred to it as numerous times. But yes, so it's the green trail. Green, blue, brown, and orange are the main noted trails of that area, and then there's just other ones that are like side trails or that emergency one. But so there you go, a little extra info on the trail, but I just wanted to add that. Good morning. Well, first off, it is like 6:50 in the morning, early November. We're here at the Mocanaqua recreation area. This is right near Shikshini, Pennsylvania. I have not hiked this area. Panda has not hiked this area, but I've had a friend that's done it. So we're right here, and we're just gonna go and do the big loop, which is about 9 miles. Now, the parking area setup here is a little weird. We came in that way. There's some no trespassing signs, but there's also signs to trail. One little thing for this hike is going to be a new camera. So I have my Canon that I like to use, but I don't like to use that in the winter or when there's bad weather. And I've been having issues with my GoPro and the way it's like delivering sound into the microphone. And I've had it so long now that all the batteries have like swollen up and have gotten bad over time. So, new camera. We're going with the Insta360 Ace Pro 2 with a lot of head-to-head comparisons with the brand new GoPro. This seems like the way to go. So yeah, we're gonna give this guy a try. It's weird. I got like all kinds of blinking lights. I don't know if I can turn them off, so I'll have to check into that. And I can already like see it's like very like easy to use, so it doesn't seem like it's much of a departure from what I'm used to. But we'll see if there's any weird sound on this trip. Then I'm also gonna have to switch out my selfie stick. Yes. Panda's like poop. Oh, yep, there's totally sewer authority right here. Oh, this is a fun start to a trail, isn't it? A shit show. All right. So I don't know if I deleted the clip or not. I'm going to assume that I did. So if I did, the trail marking here is not the convention that we're used to. So with that being said, like up ahead there's those hash marks on the tree. That's not typical for PA. It's more of the rectangle blaze like the red one. But now there's also discs. So we have green loop, brown loop, and orange loop, which is interesting because the red loop is supposed to be the big loop, which clearly red loop blaze. Yeah, just weird. I don't normally put too much faith in like All Trails app. Oh, you know what? I forgot my tracking.
Oh, I'm tracking.
Alright, so apparently, because Don wasn't thinking about it, my map for the beginning of this hike is going to be off.
I mean, when we get back to the car, you can just boop.
No, I'm not coming back up there. Coming back up that climb. Especially not at the end of it. Alright, so since I'm catching it now, there won't be too much missing from the track of this hike. But if you've made it this far through the video, you'll know why the map looked screwy in the beginning. So, as we're going through, we're at one of the splits. Well, we keep coming across these places where it looks like they're like a mine subsidence where things have collapsed in the past. And we just got to this ridge where there's like a huge one. Yeah, it's a pretty interesting little canyon that's been cut through here. And it looks like it just keeps going down pretty far that way. And it's hard to tell this way how much further it goes. But if we wanted to shorten our hike, we would go that way. But we're looking to do the whole like 8, almost 9 miles, whatever it is. So, so that's actually worth noting. So it says emergency pickup there. They actually do have a few places designated on their map as like emergency evac areas, which I think is cool because I'm not used to seeing that. I'm not used to seeing that predefined. Which it probably wouldn't be a bad idea if trail systems made that more habitual, where whatever the trail system is, that they just had a place marked. So if you were an injured hiker, biker, whatever, and needed help, and you weren't fully immobilized, you could, or if you had assistance from friends, you might be able to get yourself closer to make it easier for the medical team or whoever's coming to help you out. But we're like down in like this little valley area between the two ridges that the red loop follows on. And the cool thing about dropping down here is there's been these really crazy, huge rock features. Like when we first got onto this trail, there was like a big rock wall that was like all just exposed, big boulders, and just really cool. Always love seeing that kind of stuff. So, as we were continuing, just after I turned off the camera, Panda pointed this out. This looks like an old mine entrance. Yeah. This was most likely an old mine entrance that they collapsed to keep people from venturing in and, you know, potentially endangering themselves. But that's pretty cool. Yeah, I was telling her that the places I hiked as a teenager, where I grew up, that's still like a heavy coal region of Pennsylvania, and found all kinds of cool stuff in the woods there. Unfortunately, you can no longer hike in that area. Something like probably like close to 15 years ago now, they had some private companies buy up some of that property, and some of it was already owned. It wasn't like state property, and people just kind of went back there and did whatever. But they started this thing where they were trying to return the countryside to what it looked like before strip mining projects occurred. So there's been a lot of that. and there's been some old mine areas that they've reopened and have started operating in again. And I'm not sure exactly what they're going for. But anyway, yeah, so that ceased any recreation in that area, except for there's a part of it down there that is owned by an off-roading ATV company where you can pay to go run around on the land. But of course, I never carried a camera with me when I was a kid in the woods. So I only came across one mine entrance there that was like fully still open and everything. The timbers didn't collapse. Like, we never went in it because, yeah, I just never wanted to mess with a mine, especially one like that, who knows, like, who knows how dangerous it'd be to go in. But yeah, so yeah, hiking here is cool. It's not the best trail to hike on, but it reminds me a lot of home. So like, very nostalgic for like my teenage years of hiking, which is kind of cool because despite the area we live in, you don't come across these types of areas as frequently as you would think. But yeah, this is all concrete structure, concrete roof. Yeah, just falling over. No idea what kind of structure, like what it was used for. But yeah, I would not want to be standing here when the rest of this falls down.
I know, right? I was thinking that, and I was like, You know what's funny is it looks like it did have a basement.
Maybe. Well, if it's like a building that was used as a repair shop, it could have had a trench for getting below.
Probably had a
Oh,
one maybe here.
well, so we've already crossed this, but if you look, this is that's a bridge. We've been hiking along where a stream used to be. I think it's supposed to still flow, but it's been so dry. But yeah, when we first popped onto this, we crossed a bridge. It wasn't as noticeable as this one. You can see it even on their side, it's still exposed. I've seen this building pop up through like other people's videos and pictures and whatnot. I know some people get kind of brave going around in places like this, but
Wouldn't.
yeah, like this one wall's leaning pretty aggressively. But yeah, I have no idea what any of this stuff is or what purpose it served at one point. Doesn't make it any less cool though.
Yeah.
But hikes like this usually prompt me to go back after the hike and do a little research to see what was back here.
Whole bunch of like rooms you could have seen.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
All right. I'll pop you guys through. Was it cool? Because I won't know until I edit this.
Probably like, mm.
We have made our way to where the small lake, big pond, I forget what it's called, is.
Black.
Well, Black Lake, Black Pond. But you can see on the rocks over there what the water level would normally be at compared to what it is now.
I just wondered, can you see the bottom of that part? You got like the juicy part.
Pretty cool little canyon here. We are back on the red trail. So we are back on like the outer loop of the area. Although I'm glad that we did deviate from the original plan and dip down into some of the interior trails, because if we wouldn't have done that, we would have missed those buildings and missed some of those cool rock features, and definitely would have missed that collapsed mine entrance. So pretty awesome. But that's one of the benefits to doing a loop trail that's part of a trail system. Like you know, it's like this, like something like Pincho. You have the option to mix up your route and just kind of do whatever you want to do. So it's a bit breezy, but this thing is supposed to have a better mic protection for wind, so we'll find out. Oh, whoa. That is an old bolt. Yeah, so this scenic view gives us a better view of the power plant and a different angle of the river. So we just came across this huge boulder, and this thing had to have been bigger because it looks like it was blasted apart. I don't know how well it's going to show up on camera, but you can see like the drill lines from them drilling down into it, like all the boreholes. That's so cool. But yeah, this is a massive boulder, and considering they have like this like car bed, rail bed cut through here, yeah, they probably had to remove a chunk of it to make it passable. We have found some more of the foundations. And Panda pointed out that this, because of like just the shape of what's left and the window on the other end,
Oh yeah, look at the windows on this side. They have the curvature.
it kind of gives like a church vibe to it.
Curvature of the windows.
Yeah, windows are arched. Like that one, the one on the right there is the most well-defined one. It's a possibility. I don't know how they used to set up their mining villages and stuff. A cool cliff up in the background there. Oh, who knows? That could be that could be covering. I doubt it's a shaft here. That could just be someone's trash that they left. I mean, someone could have brought an old table in here for partying and just that could be what's left of it. But considering that was a structure at one point, oh, this is kind of cool. See the foundation of the structure overhanging on that rock. Okay, we are all done. With us doing the altered route, we shaved about a mile off the intended hike, which isn't bad. This place, I definitely recommend it. It was not a bad hike. Maybe not someplace you'd want to hike a whole bunch. Going in and out by the sewage plant there could be a little off-putting. Right now it's not so bad. On the way out, we could definitely catch the aroma from it. But yeah, overall moderate area for hiking. So some of the climbs are a little rough, but other than that, it's not really that bad. And the steep descent we knew we were gonna have, it was steep. The other thing I'd really say about this area is if you're gonna hike it, you totally want to have some sort of navigation tool with you. So I saved 2 separate trail maps to my phone, and the blazing here is unconventional or non-existent. Some of the intersections had like that weird hashing blaze with the white, the green, and everything. So that at least lets you know you're in the right area. But there's a lot of intersections where there was nothing. Like you might occasionally see like an arrow painted on a rock pointing you which way to go. So I use the Relive app for my tracking. I know that app did have the known trails on it for reference point. She uses All Trails. Now, All Trails might not be the best for following someone's established route on there, but one thing I like about All Trails is if you just bring up the map feature to see where you're at, it's pretty good for route finding if you're not too sure of which way to go. So that app paired with a paper map is usually a pretty good way to go. But yeah, you definitely want something, because we referenced it numerous times on the hike, and there was a few places where we had a general idea of which way to go, but we weren't 100% sure. So using that as a backup tool to help us find the right way was beneficial. I don't know how old this trail system is, but yeah, it is definitely weird. It's blazed weird, and it could definitely be confusing if you're not paying attention. The good thing is the trails are defined. It's easy to know what's trail and what's not for the most part, because there's a lot of old quad trails, a lot of old Jeep trails up in this area. But and there's a lot of side trails you can take. We stuck mostly to that red loop, and then we dipped into the center on the blue trail to go check out those buildings and some of the stuff that was on the interior part of this area, and then we jumped back onto the red trail. So yeah, if you come here to check that out, keep that in mind. Don't just go without any kind of map, whether it be digital, paper, something. That way, I mean, it's one of those, you like to say you can't get lost, but people get lost in places where you'd never expect them to get lost. So yeah, just make sure you have something on you. But that's it. Hopefully this footage doesn't suck. New camera, new stuff. Hopefully audio is good. This is supposed to have better stabilization, so hopefully on some of the rockier stuff it's not just super shaky, but we'll see. Thanks for tagging along. We'll catch you guys next time.